what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts to day one of the draft combine. We got to see all the wide receivers and all the tight ends today, and of course, we saw the quarterbacks, but we're not going to be talking about the quarterbacks in this video. I'm not going to break down Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett and all those guys because we got our guy in Zach Wilson, but we definitely did see a couple future Jets tonight. We just don't know who it's going to be, whether it's a player in the tight end group of McBride, of Dulcich, or it's a wide receiver like Olave or Wilson. We don't know who's going to be a Jet, but we definitely are going to be talking about future Jet in this video, and I want to give you guys my thoughts of some players that really separated themselves and who did not have that good of a day at the draft combine from the tight ends and the wide receiver positions. Obviously, we know that Joe Douglas was there, and he is definitely licking his chops because this is a deep draft class at positions of need that the New York Jets have at the wide receiver and the tight end position. So I'm really excited to break down this video. If you guys did not know, I was live during the first portion of the combine. I saw the tight ends and the first group of the wide receivers and the quarterbacks. Of course, I don't go live for the whole time. And at the end of the night was the star of the show. We got to see just crazy blazing 40 times at that second half of the wide receivers with Chris Olave and Wilson and all those guys. But it's all good. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts of the combine. I would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments. Let me know who really stood out to you the most. Who are some players you want the Jets to target from this group? I love to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like the video if you guys enjoyed and hit that subscribe button for your boy. I hit 10,000 subscribers and I want to say thank you so much for everybody that's been supporting this channel all throughout, every single time, ever since you found this channel. I really do appreciate you guys showing all the support. Hitting 10K subscribers really does mean a lot to me, and I'm really excited to continue the grind of Jets Media. Now, with that all being said, let's jump right in. We're going to start off with the tight ends, and you know who I'm talking about first. That man is Trey McBride. Trey McBride was the star of the day for me personally. I mean, going into the night, we all knew that Trey McBride has Jets fans' hearts. We all definitely want him at 35 or 38. He has to be a Jet, and man, oh man, did he separate himself to be the #1 tight end in my eyes. And it's pretty crazy because Daniel Jeremiah and all these draft analysts don't even have McBride as a #1 tight end, but it seems like a bunch of fans, not even just Jets fans, like fans everywhere, are coming together like McBride is legit. McBride has every single tool you want in a tight end. Now, no, he did not get to run his 40-yard dash, so we cannot break down how fast he is, so we do not know that, but all of the drills he had out there was so fun to watch. He was just so pure. His footwork, his hands, his smoothness, his blocking. I mean, everything about McBride, every little drill he did, he just looked like a little composed where he was just poised. It looked like it wasn't too bright for him. There was no nerves. He just looked like the exact tight end I would want for the New York Jets. And he compares to George Kittle like perfectly. They had a graphic during the combine of comparing their height and their weight and their everything. And basically they're so similar, and they're also very similar in their play style. George Kittle is a 4th-round pick. I don't expect McBride to be a 4th-round pick, and I also don't expect to be McBride. I don't expect McBride to be George Kittle. I just really feel like the New York Jets, as we know, the offense we're trying to implement here is the Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers style offense, and we need our own George Kittle, and Trey McBride is that guy. He really showed it at the combine. Everything he did, from his smoothness to his hands to his footwork, even when he did the blocking drill, he just took that sled and pushed it 10 yards like it was nothing, and all the other tight ends were like struggling to even get it 5 yards. I was just like mind boggled, like wow, Trey McBride is actually that dude, and I just really feel like he's next level. Here's a quick little video of him.
Made one of the all-time great combine catches, that twirling catch. Like that. Wow. Trey McBride made one of the all-time great combine catches, that twirling catch. Like that.
We love to see from Trey McBride is what we saw. I'm blown away. I want him to be a Jet. You want him to be a Jet. Please, Joe Douglas, make it happen. Another couple tight ends that stood out to me, Jelani Woods. He ran a 4.61, and that man is gigantic. He's 6'7", and he was running some smooth routes. He had good hands. I know that he's projected to go extremely late in the draft, but I feel like at the combine, he really showed up to be like a legit tight end for his size. The way he moves, his agility for that size, I mean, man, oh man, he definitely impressed me. Greg Dulcich, he definitely looked like a very viable option for the New York Jets at the tight end position, and that's a really good thing about this tight end group is even if we don't get Trey McBride, it's okay because because this tight end group is so deep, where obviously we did not get to see Jeremy Ruckert at all. He's suffering, I think, something with his foot, so he did not run the 40. He did not do any drills, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to evaluate him. But we did see Drake Dulcich, who I think has a lot of potential in the NFL. He ran a 4.70 flat. Jake Ferguson, who we remember from the Senior Bowl, he got in the end zone as well as McBride. He ran a 4.70 flat as well. I feel like he was okay. Didn't really wow me or anything, but he definitely looks like a solid 4th, 5th round selection in the draft. And Isaiah Likely actually looked decent. He did not run the 40-yard dash, but there were some times where he was looking really good in the passing drills and all that great stuff. So that's really my thoughts about the tight ends. Trey McBride definitely separated himself, looking like a legit tight end number 1 that the New York Jets have to make sure they draft him in the 2nd round if he is indeed available. Now let's get into the wide receivers, because man, oh man, there's a lot of receivers to get into. I'm not going to be able to talk about every single one of them, but here are the list of the ones that really stood out to me the most. Obviously, we got to start off with Tyquan Thornton, who might have broken the record of the fastest 40-yard dash in combine history with an unofficial 4.21. That was insane. But more importantly, the guys that really stood out to me the most, one guy in particular is Christian Watson. Christian Watson is 6'4", 208 pounds, and he ran a 4.28, had a 38.5 vertical, and had an 11 foot and 4-inch broad jump. I mean, that was insane. That's the best of the day, and Christian Watson really looked like he separated himself, and I feel like he's definitely going to be a 2nd round pick. I feel like he might fall into the 3rd round, but I definitely don't feel like that. I feel like he was one of the best receivers we saw at the combine. He deserves his respect. And then, of course, I cannot skip over Chris Olave, who ran a 4.26, blazing speed from Chris Olave. I went out to Twitter, was joking around, saying the Jets should draft him at number 4, just because I knew so many people on Twitter would take me seriously and comment like, what are you, crazy, Richie, drafting Chris Olave at number 4? No, it's a joke. I just love overreacting to 40 times. It's a lot of fun on Twitter. But seriously, Chris Olave definitely was blazing fast. He did not even have to run another 40-yard dash for the 2nd time. He did his 4.26. He's like, I'm good. I don't need to do it again. And then he really shined in all the drills. And Chris Olave definitely boosts his draft stock. I would not be shocked if he goes top 15, top 20 in the draft. Calvin Austin II, he ran a 4.32. He was in the first group with Treylon Burks, which we'll get into later on. Garrett Wilson running a 4.37, which is really fast. You can't really compare it to the 4.2 Chris Olave, but that's okay. We have to make sure we understand that just because these 40-yard dashes are so, we talk about it during the combine, it's all hyped up. It's like, oh, this guy's fast. This guy's not that fast, but he's still fast. 40 times, don't really look too much into it, because a lot of all-pro wide receivers in the NFL, like Devontae Adams, like Cooper Kupp, like Justin Jefferson, like Mike Evans, all those guys, they ran like 4.4s, 4.5s. Like, they don't have to be the fastest wide receiver in your class in order to be a successful wide receiver. But of course, it's combine week, and of course, we're going to be talking about these 40 times. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that just because this person ran the fastest 4.4 or 40-yard dash, rather, doesn't mean they're going to be the best wide receiver in the draft class. Just want to get that out of the way. But Garrett Wilson definitely looked like a smooth route runner during his drills. His hands were great. He just had that star energy to him, if that makes any sense. Just like he looked so smooth in the gauntlet, all the routes he ran. There were so many Ohio State fans in the crowd. Every time he did anything, they were cheering him on. So Garrett Wilson definitely looked like a true number 1 receiver, and the Jets will definitely be in consideration of drafting him at number 10. Jahan Dotson, he ran a 4.41. He definitely looked like a really good receiver as well. I would not be shocked if he goes either in the back end of the 1st or maybe to the Jets in the early part of the 2nd round if we do not get a receiver in the 1st round. And George Pickens, he looked good as well. A 4.4 for a big dude like him, that is going to go a long way for his draft value. I really feel like this is one of the biggest sleepers of this entire draft class in terms of getting value late in the draft. I feel like if it wasn't for his injury, he'd be a 1st, 2nd round talent. We'd never know where he's going to go. At this point, it's really unsure, but George Pickens is going to be a legit wide receiver for this for the NFL, whichever team gets him. And let's get into Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks ran a 4.55, and then he ran a 4.5 flat, and Treylon Burks definitely was underwhelming. He's my favorite wide receiver in this draft class, but I can't, sit here with a straight face and say that he did not underwhelm me at the combine. He ran a 4.5, had a 33-inch vert, and was 6'2". I thought he was 6'3", which is not that big of a difference, but it definitely is for a receiver that I thought was a big-bodied guy. He looked a little hesitant at his 40-yard dash. There were some times where he definitely flashed in the smoothness of his route running, his hands. I'm not saying he didn't do anything crazy, but all I'm trying to say is he didn't really jump off the screen to me like a crazy wide receiver prospect that we must get. with that all being said, I would absolutely still be on board of drafting Treylon Burks at number 10. I'm just giving my initial reaction to what I saw from the combine. Outside of his 40-yard dash and outside of his vertical and all that, he looked excellent in terms of his route running and his hands and everything about the wide receiver drills. You couldn't ask for a better performance from Treylon Burks when it comes to the route running and all that stuff. David Bell, he ran a 4.62. Nothing too crazy from him. I know that he's a second-round target for the Jets just in case we do not get a receiver in the first round or any other way. So that's my thoughts about the NFL Combine in day number 1. I really feel like the stars of the Combine in my eyes was Trey McBride, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson for sure. And, I mean, you got to give Tyquan Thornton some love just because that 40-yard dash was absolutely ridiculous. And Jelani Woods, I got to put him out as a star because that man was gigantic, and what he was doing at the tight end position was wowing me just in terms of the way he moves his body. It was really, really impressive. But Christian Watson was the biggest person that impressed me just because of the size that he has and the physicality that he runs with and the length and the speed and the fluidity and the footwork. That was awesome. George Pickens as well, and of course Chris Olave. Let me know your thoughts. Who are the stars of the Combine from today? Let me know down below, or if there are any players that I did not bring up in this video, because I can't go over every single receiver and tight end that performed today. I'm just giving you a handful of guys that really stood out to me personally. So please feel free to comment down below your thoughts of the Combine and any players that stood out to you, and some players you want the New York Jets to draft come NFL draft night, which is late April. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Jets. Peace.